everybody. What's up, people? My name is Timmy Dakulo, and you're listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Stay tuned.
Mesdemoiselles, mesdames et messieurs, je vous dis bonsoir. Je m'appelle Forrest et ce soir, je suis avec LBT sur LBT TV Radio.
Elegbete TV Radio, redefining broadcasting. Listen, you are listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Elegbete TV Radio, we dare to lead. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio. You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Elegbete TV Radio, we dare to lead. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio.
All right, good morning and welcome to the Spurs Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. It's been a while. Last time we were here was last week Friday. I went to Ibadan for the final game of the season in the Nigerian Nigerian Premier Football League. I'm always missing the two of them, MPFL. Okay, I'm always missing the two of them anyway. The Nigerian Premier Football League, and then this weekend I was in Ibadan. Yeah, it was my first game in Ibadan this season. So the league has taken me on a journey to Jos, Benin, Akure, Ibadan, Uyo, Oka, Enugu, where is it again? Abuja, everywhere. We've practically gone everywhere. Kaduna, Gombe, yeah, we've done all of that this season. And the curtains came down closing. Dewale Saka is here, as Bukayo Saka has extended as well. So there's a whole lot that happened within the league space. And as soon as we came back, we're told, okay, there's a big announcement to be made on Tuesday. There is, this massive deal that have been signed, and it's going to help Nigerian league, blah, 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 blah. So we were there yesterday at the GTI office in Marina, right? And it was worth it, okay? It was worth the time and the effort. We captured it in our video. We streamed it. For those of you who saw it yesterday, we streamed it. We're the only people that streamed that. Okay, so we streamed it for the MPFL channel, and it was nice. It was nice. It was nice. You know why it was nice for me? It was nice because all the things that I've been saying, that this is what Nigerian football need. This is the future of football. Just happened to be that this is what the guys who came in, what's his name now, Mr. Kabani Basil, Mr. Lawal, the other guy from the UK, the guy from the US, all of them were saying the same thing. And I said, okay, thank God it's coming from the mouth of a white man. You people will listen. I've been saying this for the last 10 years, and people thought I was crazy, right? Now it makes sense. And for the very first time next season, we'll be having 8 games, minimum 8 games streamed live on the weekend. So you could have Friday night games, Saturday games, Sunday games, and then Monday night games. But on the space of that stretch of that weekend, you would have 8 games on the bounce. And I think it's a very beautiful one. For me, it gives me joy. I'm excited that the work in terms of talking, in terms of sending proposals, in terms of sending paperwork in for Nigerian football eventually is coming to life. So that gives me joy. That makes me very happy. And it was also a great moment to see a lot of senior colleagues. Adejake was there. Hariwala was a fantastic host of the show. Tijani Babangida was there. Dana Dabula Mokashi was there. Long time friend. Yakuba Egbani was there as well. And, the leadership of the IMC, Honorable Bengado Elebele was there. remember my company first started, everybody was calling it Elegbeleye TV. Elegbeleye was there, Daladi Baka was there, veteran in broadcasting, he was there, and a host of other people, and then top senior journalists were there as well. Kole Salami, aka Islam, was there, and, all the big names there. I saw my friend, my fellow militant, Dean Adio Conta, our channels was there as well, and then the Ajabota, formerly of Silverman, yeah, it was there as well. And then my little sister, Tom Big Woman, Blessing also was there as well. Oh, I remember back in the day when I was in Babanawa, and Blessing also was doing youth service. She's a big girl now, one of those things, and it was fun. I'm happy for Nigerian football. I'm excited at the direction that we're going. It's not a perfect thing yet. Like I always said, the imperfection in us is what makes us work. If we're perfect, we'll just stay idle and not work again. So the imperfection is what makes us work. But I cannot understand the expectation that fans have. You guys, everybody just want us to be like the Premier League overnight. It's not going to happen. Okay? And over the weekend, Ebenezer Akinsamiro was on the bench, wearing number 47, if I'm not mistaken, as Henrik Mkhitaryan was injured and he was called up. Just last year, just about this time last year, they had come back from Italy, from the Viaggio Cup, and we must give credit where it is due. I know he plays for Beyond Limit, and it's all Remo Stars and everybody talk about, but I think we must also not fail to mention the fact that this would not have happened without Mr. Alex Anago of Alex Transfiguration Football Academy. And I hope that one day he will be able to take his own team, his own players, he will get the right funding partnership, take his own players, and his own players will also get the opportunity to sign such big deals that will give everybody joy as well. But I feel like most times when people talk about Ebenezer Akinsamiro, which is okay, it's not a bad thing, they seem to just shade off the role that ATFA play, and it's okay if you want to report it like that. But I think that for full disclosure, we must always say that it wasn't Beyond Limit or Remo Stars that went to Viaggio Cup. It was ATFA that went to Viaggio Cup, and it was that opportunity provided last year March that provided the window for him to sign, and a few other players like Basit and the rest of them that have gone to Portugal. So special shout out for the investment that people like Alex Anago and his team put into football development. So it was on our live stream. Maybe it's not available today, it's working. Special shout out to them. If you want to follow them on Instagram, you can follow them on @ATFA on Instagram. I think that there you will see them for the good job that they have done to make sure those doors of opportunity have opened for a player like Ebenezer Akinsamiro and the other 5 that have gone. Even the one that went to, I think, Flamengo in Brazil. All of those players were there. And then the Shehu also had a very good performance in the league this season, scored in the final game against Kwara United in that 4-1 thrashing or 4-1 demolition of Kwara United to maintain their top spots in qualifying in number 2 position, qualifying for the Super 6 that will be hosted from the 3rd of June in Lagos. Hopefully we would be given a chance to also play a role either in streaming it or in producing it or in creating BTS, whatever it is. We have come a long way on this journey, and I just hope that we use that one to sign up the season and then look forward to the Super 8 or Super 12, the Dozier preseason tournament, and then we'll look at how next season will go again. But this season has been a massive success as far as I'm concerned. It's helped us to train, improve, and grow some of the things. Now let's go to the conversation. Some people want to know, what's this deal about? Okay, the deal means that Nigerian League will be broadcast live now on OTT platform. What that means is there's going to be the MPFL live opportunity for you to watch any of these teams, and we're still in the process of trying to tie up a deal that will make it possible for us to create behind-the-scene content, interview players, coaches, be in training ground, and the rest. And I'm also working on my own possibility to also have a reporter in every center where there is a league club. We're working on that one, but we need to get a sponsor to make it possible, because those reporters need to get paid and take care of their logistics and all that. So we're working on all of that as well. So next season, I would say to anybody that put your minds on the MPFL next season. It's going to be great. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And it will be something you want to be part of, traveling around the country, bringing you news, getting you closer to the players and coaches and even some of the fans and people who are behind the scene, people, the grandsman, the guys who put paint on the stadium, on the grass, so that the games will be very beautiful. The people who do the laying of the board on the side, the advertising board and all the rest of branding, you will get closer to them and understand the details of their job and all that. But let's come to the announcement that was made yesterday. Let's start with the group managing director of GTI. GTI are the people currently who run the league on behalf of in trust on behalf of the IMC. So they take care of all the financials, while IMC take care of all the logistics of the fixtures management and the rest of them. Let's hear from him where this whole conversation started briefly.
Nine out of every 10 said, it was not possible. What are you talking about? So the lesson is, it is possible.
Elegbete TV Radio, we dare to lead. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio.
So that's the group managing director of GTI telling us that it is possible, even though 9 out of 10 said that it's impossible they can't run the league the way they did. And let's look at some of the credits before I bring Mr. Kibani Basil to talk to us about what this whole product is really about. Let's remember that before now, we've had 3 seasons gone by without referees' indemnities or their money paid. We've had issues, league winners not getting their money, but this time around is different. There is all the games that have been played, all referees have been paid before they even go to the center where they are organizing doing their job. I think it's also a good one. We shouldn't even be seeing this in 2023 as a big progress, but coming from where we're coming from, we should call it a progress. Now, beyond that one, that they've gone on to put this deal together that would offer to the Nigerian League more visibility. Never in the history of this country have we had 8 games broadcast in one weekend. The highest of that is like 4, if I'm not mistaken. Friday night, Monday, Saturday, and then Sunday, and then Monday. Okay, during 2026, under the leadership of the great and legendary, iconic Unukarabo, we had that, but we're going a step forward now to get 8 games, which means 2 games will be spare, and there's a possibility of those 2 games also adding up to the number. So there is a massive possibility that all the games every weekend will be broadcast live, and the timings might be changing, but we are happy that we're getting to the place where the fans always say, we want to see more of these games in TV, we want to watch them, we want to know what's going on. Well, let's know from the guy whose technology we're going to be using, what this technology is about. Kibani Basil, let's hear from you.
Nigerians, and we have also a world-class team across in Europe to deliver this pioneering project. So what are we providing? Let's get to the crux of it. Live stream of your MPFL games for next season on your own OTT platform via your mobile devices and laptops, called MPFL Live. MPFL Live, powered by GTI and Propel. The tech. So we've instructed and engaged Pixelot, and a Middle Eastern company, and ITV Africa. They are the world's leading AI technology companies. First time in Africa to do this. First time in the world, quite rightly pointed, to do this. It is really a watershed moment in Nigerian sport. And we are only the catalyst for progress.
This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio.
All right, so you've heard from Mr. Lawal, who talked about the struggle, the beginning, where everybody looked at him like he was crazy. I mean, what else a billionaire goes around saying he wants to make Nigeria league better? Obviously, people will look at you as you're crazy. But then, so those who believe, there's just this thing about them that makes them not to give up. And thank God they didn't give up because at the end of the day, we've had an Abri season that was rancor free, that for me, ranked among one of the best seasons that we've ever had. Mendel Insurance just went 18 games without losing a single game. Enyimba won 4 games on the road. There's a whole lot. We've had the most number of away win even in the short league that we've ever had previously. So that's also fantastic. Those are some of the things that we've been asking for. And then there's a whole lot of other, add-ons. They say the reward, the best reward for hard work is to work a lot more harder. So this guy, if you repeat what you did this season, next season, I'm like, oh, what's the big deal? We've seen this before. So another step to go is to do what they've done. And also this season that just ended, we came up. I mean, that was 100% my ideas that we should put this thing on stream, not just on NTA. And it was difficult at the beginning. Let's be very honest. It was difficult. People felt it wasn't necessary. What is putting the league on YouTube, blah blah blah. But yeah, we are. We finished the season, and it was something very good because cumulatively we're able to get 1,000,007 people viewed the league from the game. The first game we did was Nasarawa United versus Aqua United. It wasn't the first game of the league. The first game of the league season was the game Bendel Insurance, Aqua United, Bendel Insurance in Uyo. But eventually, that was the first game that was streamed live on YouTube. And from that game up until now, that's the number that it has generated. It means that if we keep on consistently, we would get that over 10 to 20 million people connected to the league, cumulatively over a season, or probably even 40, 50 million. We have 220 million people in this country. Let's always remember that. So that's the story as it is today. Oduni Remileko is asking me, bros, the June 3rd match now for which stadium, sir? That's at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, formerly known as Onikon Stadium. It's the Super Six. That's where we'll decide the winner of the league and the teams that represent Nigeria on the continent, because it's an abridged league where you have one group here, one group here. So the top three from Group A versus the top three from Group B. Rivers United, Sunshine Stars, and Lobby Stars from Group A, and then Bendel Insurance, Remo Stars, and Enyimba from the other group, and then they will come to Lagos and play together for a week period from June 3rd. For they play on the 3rd, they rest on the 4th, play on the 5th, rest on the 6th, and then play on the 7th again. And so that's where we will now decide the winner of the league, the team that comes second, and the team that comes third, who will represent us on the continent. Remember, we have 4 slots on the continent. The other slot will be given to the team that wins the FA Cup. Now, peradventure, a team that has already qualified wins the FA Cup. It is now the team that comes second in the FA Cup. Again, question is, what if the team that comes second, let's say the team that is first and second that have already qualified for the Champions League, now wins the FA Cup and they also come second, hypothetically. It is now down to rankings, okay? So that's how it will work until we get them qualified. But definitely 4 teams represent Nigeria on the continent. Currently, we don't know any of the teams, but the pool from where those that will represent Nigeria in the CAF Champions League is the pool that I just mentioned. The team, Bendel Insurance, Enyimba and Remo Stars, Lobby Stars, Rivers United, and Sunshine Stars, who snuck in the last day. They took the slot that Doma thought they already had. That's football for you. The drama that you see in Europe, we're having it now. And next season, when we have this type of drama, you'll be able to see it on TV and the rest. And we also promise to try as much as we can on our own front to take you around the centers and tell you what's happening, who's injured, what they're eating, what they're wearing, what they're doing, who's getting married, who's having their birthday. All of those little things that normally you don't have in the league, we would have them. Having said that, let's jump the ship now and go to Europe. We've done the beat on the home front. Charity, they say, begins at home. But let's stretch it. Why the game between Man City and Brighton and Hove will go down today? I'm wondering, is that really a game to be played? That's a dead rubber friendly. Preseason have started for Man City as far as I'm concerned, and Brighton as well, because of their position in the league. And then Brighton, I won't be surprised if Brighton goes on to win, because Man City players will be partying and jumping around and be celebrating. But having said that, let's look at the season. Okay, so Arsenal have ended the season by signing an extension to the contract of Bukayo Saka, still negotiating with William Saliba and his team to make sure they get an extension. They're also trying to get an extension for Reece Nelson. I think they should let him go. It's certain that they're going to let him go for free. There's also talk that Arsenal are looking to let Emile Smith go so that they can find the money to sign James Maddison. If they can sign him, I think I'll be happy to get James Maddison. You know, a lot of people say about James Maddison didn't have a good season. Yes, we've seen that. It's just the same way Ramsey didn't have a good season and Ben White didn't have a good season where they were playing before they came to Arsenal, and see what it turned out to be. Sometimes the environment is different. Apple seeds will not grow in Nigeria. It doesn't mean it won't grow somewhere else. So you have to find them the right soil, the right environment, and they can flourish and grow very well. Yes, that's the one that Juventus most likely not going to play in Europe. So that means that there's going to be a problem with keeping a lot of their players like Adrian Rabiot, players like Dusan Vlahovic, and the rest of them. They will struggle. Juventus will struggle to keep them because playing in the lower league means you don't have the kind of money you think you would get. So that's going to be a problem. Tottenham Hotspur have tried to talk to almost everybody they could. Now they are trying their best to get the coach that won the Dutch league and a slot. Well, if Man United can go get the coach that won the Dutch league last season in Erik ten Hag, why not get slot? Okay, to slot it in the best way they can, whether using hard force or using lubricant, I don't know, but they're going to slot it in eventually, and let's see what comes up. But then, going by the history of Tottenham Hotspur, you must almost wonder, are they really going to achieve any meaningful success with slot, considering that what's it called? Jose Mourinho came to this club, he didn't succeed. Okay, he only succeeded in doing a video and show where he was advising the doomed and failing Dele Alli, and then also changed the way Harry Kane plays. Other than that, every other thing have just been the same. And getting past that one, you wonder if slot is going to be the man. Well, sometimes you never can. Unknown people are the ones who eventually get things done. West Ham and Aston Villa are interested in Leicester City's £50 million rated forward Avi Barnes. If they get relegated, that money might come down to 30 or 25 million. That's just the way it is. So they got to fight hard and stay up as it is. The coach of Taiwan Awoniyi, Steve Cooper, is already being touted as the replacement for Gareth Southgate once Gareth Southgate finally steps down. Talking about Gareth Southgate is going to try as much as possible to blood one player that Nigerians have been hoping and praying he comes to play for Nigeria. I'm not one of them anyway. I don't think that we should bother ourselves about a player who's not interested in playing for Nigeria. I'm talking about very Chese. Well, in this next international window, players like Tyrone Mings, Gibbs, White, Eze, Ramsey, all of these guys will be available for Gareth Southgate as we hear. Later this evening, the list will be out, but we hear from a leak story that all of those names possibly are going to be there. Arsenal are considering cashing in on Emile Smith to fund the summer move for Leicester City star James Maddison. Let's hope that they survive. Well, there was a story last week that Arsenal is trying to sign Mason Mount for 60 million or even less. But right now we hear that Manchester United will launch a £55 million summer bid for Mason Mount as Erik ten Hag tries to steal a match on Arsenal and Liverpool after making the Chelsea star his primary target. My question to you, if you're a Manchester United fan, is Mason Mount the missing link? Is that the guy that you guys need? Kylian Mbappe has no intention of triggering a one-year extension for his Paris Saint-Germain contract, which expires next year. Many French club risk losing the talisman on a free transfer if they don't cash in on him this summer. And Real Madrid is waiting on the side, knowing fully well that, look, we can get him because if they don't sell him now, they'll lose him for free. And you don't want to lose. Who's the idiot that will lose a player like Kylian Mbappe for free? I mean, you can get a little money as best as you can, just as Dortmund got a little money from the sale of Erling Haaland. Okay, Vinicius' red card, as we all know, have been overturned. Against Valencia have been rescinded, and the Mestalla stand is ordered to be closed for 5 matches, with the club fined £40,000 as Spanish FA finally act on vile racist abuse on Real Madrid stand. Let me be very, very clear on this one. It's not like the Spanish FA acted because they want to act. They acted because one is a Madrid player and the pressure was very high from high ups, even up from the King's table. And then beyond that, the reaction, it's not everybody you touch. If it's a Nigerian player that was touched, everybody will keep quiet. But this is a Brazilian player. You see the entire Brazilian, legion rallying up support for Vinicius Jr. And the Spanish FA felt, you know what, we must act. If we don't act right now, we will be seen. This will stain us for a while. So that's the reason why they acted. Well, Real Madrid are now, a surprise candidate to sign £40 million rated Liverpool left back Andy Robertson as they look to replace Ferland Mendy, with the Spanish giant able to offer the Scotland captain Champions League football. Oh my God, that's an insult on Liverpool's face. Liverpool, you can't offer Champions League football. Oh, sorry, my show. Oh God. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, the FA Cup is the next target for Manchester City and Manchester United. And then there's talk of plenty of violence. Those of you say violence does not exist in European football. And it's Operation FA Cup final. City and United assigned their own service station amid fears of violence, with drivers warned about no-go zone as 160 coaches, in case you don't know, not football coaches, coaches are bosses, okay, transport thousands to Wembley. Okay, so we'll see how that one goes anyway. Do you guys think that Steve Cooper, the coach of Nottingham Forest, is the guy that will replace Gary Southgate? And let me also say this. I told you guys at the beginning of the season that come rain or high water, I don't care whether they sign 22 players like MPFL club, this club will not go on relegation. They would work the magic. The FA will keep them. The organizers of the league will keep them, because the English football is at such a pivotal, dominating time that you want to keep tradition and history. And teams that will not go down, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, people thought that was crazy, right? You saw how it happens. Last week, Tuesday, I told you guys that we beat Arsenal at the end of the week. That happened again. So you see football, as much as you think that, what you see is really what is happening, there are forces behind the scene that makes it happen. And I know that people will tell me, especially people like Roland, who come and say rubbish, but this is football. The piper, the people who pays the piper are the one who controls. I'm not going to come here and try to explain too much, because even if you do, in the eyes of an average black man, even if you do tell them that the white people are doing magic, they're lie. It's not possible, because a lot of, not all, but a lot of black people, white people are even more saints than God. Okay, so that's about it. And now we've come to the end of the season and find out that they did not get relegated. Thank God for Awoniyi scoring a lot of goals. Okay, if he scores one more goal this weekend, I'll be very happy for him. He's on 9 goals now, if I'm not mistaken. Score one more goal, I'll be very, very happy with him. I had a chat with him on Monday, a very long conversation, and it was interesting. I like his level of sincerity and honesty with the guy is incredible. I love that about him anyway. Let's see how it goes. Next season is still going to be in the Premier League, that's for sure. Everything fans says their club is among the few genuine giants of English football, as a lifelong supporter, Brian Viner, wrote ahead of the final day battle for Survivor. They might get relegated, but the fans, the people are beginning to drum up support and play the, what's it called, Messi killing card, the appeal. Try to buy into the sentiment and emotions of people. Oh, if Everton get relegated, one of the original club of the Premier League would have been relegated. So let me explain that to you so that you see how the table look. Southampton already relegated. Leeds United most likely will be following. Leicester City and Leeds United are on 31 points. If they win, they go to 34. And then that means Everton needs to win. If Everton doesn't win their game, they could be sucked down. So the relegation battle is 2 for 3, right? There are only 3 teams in the Premier League right now that can be relegated. Nottingham Forest is saved on 37 points because nobody can catch them, right? With the last game to go. Before, they used to say that to survive the Premier League, you have to have 40 points. Now, Everton, Leicester, Leeds United are the teams that are hanging. Everton have an advantage in the sense that a win confirms them safe. A win takes them to 36. They could even survive with a draw with 34 points, considering what the result is for Leicester and Everton and Leeds United, sorry. But Leicester needs to win and hope that Everton lose. Leeds United also needs to win and hope that Leicester and Everton lose. So there is a whole lot going on with that, but there is not too much room for not too much margin for maneuver. So it's just definitely certain that 2 out of these 3, Everton, Leicester, and Leeds United, will join Southampton, the championship next season. That's just the way it is. Cristiano Ronaldo turned back the hands of the time turn back the hands of the clock and make sure he led his team from 2 goals down against Judo Delgado's former club Al Shabab to win 3 goals to 2. Okay, there are 2 games to go. They are still 3 points behind the Saudi Arabian League table leaders Al Ittihad. But let's see how the season goes. He's really made his mark and done very well, doing whatever he does there. Chelsea president of business Tom Glick is likely to leave the club after just 10 months due to Chris Jurasek arrival, with the Premier League giant refusing to comment on whether the former Man City chief has resigned already or is still going to stay. Well, I am still at a loss how the Lakers this time tore the Golden State Warriors apart, and then they were used for chicken nuggets. I don't understand how that happened anyway. If anybody know how it happened, please let me know. But the biggest fear and the biggest worry for almost everybody in football, especially the sky blue people, is what would happen if, for instance, the FA sanctioned Man City, they get knocked off, they get points deduction, blah, blah, blah. And Pep Guardiola is a kind of like a figure that kind of give assurance to the club, the fans, that, okay, we are Man City, but we've got the best manager in the world. In their own opinion, for some reasons, you've got to agree. Arguably, anyway, the best manager in the world. But Pep Guardiola have come to quash that story and say, this is what he's got to say. Listen, guys, I am going to be here even if we get banned, if we get point deduction and the rest of them. I'm going to be here. So, weep not, child, worry not, things are not falling apart. We are still together. We did together on this one. My very good friend will fight this weekend, Lawrence Okoli. I'm wishing him the very, very best. I hope that he wins this fight, but he's fighting with somebody that he's been sparring with all his life, so those kind of fights are very difficult. Okay, Kim Min-jae, the one they nicknamed the monster at Napoli by the coach himself, Luciano Spalletti, is now, subject of a £56 million transfer from Manchester United. The deal goes through or it doesn't go through, I don't know, but there are implications, and that's the side I'm going to look at. People said that Osimhen shouldn't leave. The thing is, clubs like Napoli, even if they win the league title, they win the Champions League, for instance, hypothetically, they are still going to be a selling club. They don't have the powers to keep players that they buy for cheap and then retain them. I mean, the most expensive player they have is Victor Osimhen, but other than that, Kim Min-jae and the rest of them, no buy them for cheap. So somebody's offering you 56 million, you're going to sell. That means the team is going to be weakened. But then that's what we said about Koulibaly. When Koulibaly left, people said the team is going to be weakened. They've gone on to win the league title, the Italian after 33 years, and then they've also gone to the quarterfinals of Champions League for the very first time in their history. But this is what I'm looking at, consigning our very own Victor Osimhen, because for me, now my own, I consign me as a day right now. So if I had the ball for us, now your picky first, you go Ferland go save. So if this team is going to be selling their players, all those of you that say, oh, Osimhen stay one more season, I'm not against him staying one more season if the team is still going to be solid and going to be competing. But I think that this is Osimhen's time, and he's the man. This is his time, and I don't care what anybody says. So, okay, so if those deals, whether to Bayern Munich, and I really do hope that Bayern doesn't win the league this season. I don't have partnership with you guys, Bayern, but I do hope that they don't win this season. That next season they'll come out brutally aggressive, wanting to win everything. And so if it is Bayern, fine. If it is Real Madrid, fine. I don't know what club in England that I really would beat my chest and say Osimhen should come to. My reasons being that, and I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. My reasons being that Osimhen coming into the Premiership, there'll be too much media expectation, there'll be too much pressure. Plus, again, he's a black man, right? So I think if he goes 5 years, either in Bayern or Madrid, and then later come to the Premier League, I'll be very happy. But hey, it is what it is. Football happens. Let's see. Steve Oko on Instagram say good morning, Legote. Good morning to you. Happy for Taiwa Awoniyi. I love his zeal and determination. Hopefully, he will get a bigger club soon. Your opinion, boss, on Gift Urban interview as regarding Arsenal's statement. I don't know why almost everybody have tagged me and asked me for my opinion. What is said, what they allege that he said, is it like, I've not seen a video of that interview, I've not seen the audio of that interview. I know the young man doesn't speak English, so it's hard for me to even jump on the ball. If hypothetically, let's say he said that, is it a lie? It's not a lie. If you look at the Premiership highest bottlers in the last 10 years, Arsenal number one. Arsenal number one in terms of bottling. Arsenal bottled the title more than any other club. So there is no the force that people were making. What got me was now trying to spin the story, getting to Fabrizio Romano for them to change that. To me, I don't care. Sometimes let's let the black man say. If Zlatan Ibrahimovic was one that said that, would anybody say anything? No. If Cristiano Ronaldo was the guy that said that, would anybody say anything? No. If Kylian Mbappe was the one that said that, would anybody say anything? No. So why does it, when a Nigerian or a black man says, an African says something like that, it then becomes a circles and why would he say that? Arsenal are bottlers. They don't know how to win titles. It's true. They played in the UEFA Cup finals against Galatasaray, they lost. They played the Champions League finals against FC Barcelona, they lost. They've had many opportunities to win the league, at least 4 league titles in the last 20 years. They've thrown it away. So what are you saying? Like, if anybody's asking me this question, I'm always wondering, like, what are you really saying? What did he say that is not true about Arsenal? Or is it the fact that because he said it now, it's become personal non grata? I don't care. Give Tabat, I'm with you on that one. Okay. Wolves savior Julian Lopetegui will hold talks this week over summer transfer plans amid fears he could leave after hinting he was unaware of the club's FFP problems when he joined last season. Well, that's one of those things that happen when you join a club and you don't know the kind of how deep a shit they're in. Okay, you have to deal with their messes. Okay, Bukayo Saka signs a new long-term contract at Arsenal with the winger set to stay at the Emirates until 2027, and it will become one of the Gunners' highest earners on around £300,000 a week. Damn. But it's good, Sha. It's good, but not so bad. It's good when we talk about the guys that are earning big. But then forget that there are a lot of people who football have also messed their career, run their career down, and they're nowhere to be found. But let's look at the clear transfer stories, rumor as put together by the BBC. Arsenal are prepared to sell as many as 8 first-team players. If this was happening in the EPL, MPFL, on go shout to those things won't at all say not they good on Nigerian football. It happened for Europe. This season that is about to end now. Nottingham Forest signed over 22 players. If we can combine the two, the summer, the winter window together. Okay, all to just barely survive relegation with 37 points. Maybe they might get one more win and get to that, heavy 40 point that we always talk about. Okay, the proverbial 40 point. Okay, so Arsenal are prepared to sell as many as 8 first-team players this summer, with Leicester City's England midfielder James Maddison, 26, and West Ham England midfielder Declan Rice, 24, among their major and prime targets. Okay, the Gunners are interested in pursuing a deal for German midfielder Ilkay Gundogan if the 32-year-old cannot agree a new contract at Manchester City. Real Madrid have added Liverpool Scotland captain Andy Robertson, 29, to release a possible replacement for France left back Ferland Mendy, 27. Why is Mendy not staying? Okay. Liverpool and Brazil forward Roberto Firmino, 31, is willing to move to Barcelona, but the Spanish giant are thought to be prioritizing a move for Chelsea and France forward Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, 33. I don't understand what's wrong with Barcelona. I honestly don't understand. Bayern Munich have identified Manchester City's Argentine forward Julian Alvarez, 23, as a possible summer target. What happened to Sime? Please go and sign Sime. They will not sell that guy for you. Manchester United are considering signing 2 new centre forward, but there is not huge confidence at the club that the deal with Tottenham will be possible for England captain Harry Kane, who is 29 years of age. So Tottenham might not sell him, or probably it will go, out of England. Manchester United have highlighted Republic of Ireland and Brighton forward Ivan Ferguson, 18, as a target for the 2024 summer window. Okay, not now. Wolves and Portugal midfielder Ruben Neves, 26, has turned down a deal from Arsenal as he is waiting for Barcelona to make a bid for him. Please, Arsenal, move on. Go and get the possible one. Don't come and do this thing that Rafinha did last summer, please. Move on. Go and sign. First off, go and secure all the short deals and put them in the bag early enough so that you get a proper preparation. Next season, there's going to be league, there's going to be FA Cup, there's going to be Champions League. Arsenal is not going to win Champions League, but at least make it to the round of 16 and then think of quarterfinals. If you get there, you can now pipe low and focus on any other team to win. But at least you need a title this season. At least. Ajax Ghana forward Mohamed Kudus, who has been linked with Arsenal, Manchester United, and Newcastle United, and rejected a contract extension at the club, and his agent believes now is the time for the 22-year-old to leave. Everton plan to sell 21-year-old Belgian midfielder Amadou Onana for 60 million to fund their summer transfer plan. No, that's survive relegation first. Might not survive relegation. Nobody could buy that player for now, 60 million. France centre back Jules Koundé has told Barcelona he wants to leave the club this summer, but the La Liga side would only consider offers in the region of 80 million euros, which is 69.4 million pounds for the 24-year-old. It's one thing for you to say you want to leave. It's another thing for you to get your manager, your agent, to bring in the transfer fees that is required to make you leave. It is not just saying, I want to leave, but you leave meeting the demand. You can't be desiring a Ferrari and you have in your bank account and all your network and connection can pay money. It's not possible. It's not possible if it doesn't work like that. So just let your people do the right thing. Your people do the right thing, then Barcelona people will do the left thing, and they will not have left and right. Okay, Portugal forward Cristiano Ronaldo already wants to leave Saudi Arabia club Al Nassr and could look for a return to Europe, according to Mundo Deportivo. That's in Portugal, in Spain. Juventus have reiterated that 23-year-old Serbia striker Dusan Vlahovic is not for sale. Okay, following the report, following the point deduction, which is likely to see club miss out on Champions League. Well, if the player says he wants to go, my problem with Dusan Vlahovic, let me be very honest here. Is he talented? Yes. Is he a good player? Yes. But I have a problem with the way he thinks of himself. He's not Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but it's kind of like when you see him play, run around, the way he plays on the field, he almost kind of like believe on the inside of him that he is Zlatan Ibrahimovic, or probably he is Marco van Basten. Because simple things, my friend Timmy Dakolo will say, simplicity is the best form of complex, right? Simple things that you will just trap and pass. He wants to do flick. Like that Antonio showed the expressway in Manchester United. That one that is DJ Anthony that's turning around like what I don't know. You know, sometimes in football, simple basic things makes the game flow and makes it easier than you wanting to put people on the circle show at every given time. That's my only problem with him. He can score goals. Yeah, but it's not Inja Gabriel Batistuta, neither is it Michael Owen or Thierry Henry, another. Even though in his head, like Anthony Martial, he thinks like it's the best thing that's ever happened to human being since Agege Bread and they were going. But we'll see. I would say I'm not even sure anybody will want to buy him for 80 million. Let's be very honest. 80 million this time. What's that? Come on, become your memory. Okay, Turkish club Fenerbahce are leading the race to sign Belgian striker Divock Origi. Now, this Divock Origi is another player. I said this in 2014 during the World Cup, and I said this guy's career. I didn't like him from the one, and I still don't think it's convinced me. My problem with him is he kind of like give you the Ramsey vibes. So there are some games where he just comes up and light up the game and you be like, yeah, this is the guy. But he cannot find that kind of performance on a consistent basis. Ramsey is Reece Nelson, those players that will just give you one kind of wow performance and be like, oh my God, Jack Wilshere. But what makes you a great player is being able to do it on a regular basis. Like you do this week, again, you find yourself in that position next week, you have to repeat it, you have to repeat it, you have to repeat it. Over time, that becomes the thing that you're known for. Not one magic, 10 games, another magic, 15 games, another. Come on, get people away. And fresh shift. So that's my problem with Divock Origi. And AC Milan just got him for free from Liverpool. Now they're willing to sell him. Now let's talk about the worst club in the whole universe. Worst club ever. Worse than your neighborhood street club. This club is the worst football club ever. If you don't agree, that's your business. But study them carefully, you will come to agree. They are Tottenham Hotspur. They are considering making an approach to Feyenoord for manager and his slot to slot in and come and take over their club that is a disaster on every single day, on Monday, on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and 10 times on Saturday and 1 million times on Sunday. Disaster. Okay, even Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte could not cure their madness. Uselu and Rumomoy cannot fix it. For those of you who don't know, Uselu is where they have psychiatric home in Benin, and Rumomoy is where they have psychiatric home in Port Harcourt. So just trying to understand where that is. Slot will become the new sports manager if his agent can negotiate an exit from Feyenoord contract on Wednesday, which is noon today. Okay, let's see how that goes. Tottenham have given Slot assurance it would be in control of transfer. That is a lie. Spurs with Daniel Idabolo Levy there, it cannot happen. It is that guy is the general overseer of the whole worldwide. It can never happen. Okay, Newcastle United will hold a transfer summit this week to finalize the club's target, but wage restrictions are likely to hinder their ability to sign numerous elite players. Okay, I told you guys this earlier this season that's going to be the thing that will stop them. And I can beat my chest here and tell you, Newcastle will not make the top 4 next season. Don't deceive yourself unless they break down their restrictions. Okay, bidders of Manchester United are hopeful an announcement over a preferred bidder as early as Friday. So let's keep our fingers crossed and see who is coming to take over the Devils' domain. The Red Devils have been in the red for a while with a debt of almost £1 billion and a dilapidating structure. There is a whole lot to deal with for the new owners to come in. But then that's also what happened when the new owners, starting with Shinawatra, took over Manchester City. Today, they are the best run club in the Premier League and probably one of the best in the world. Facilities are up to date. They are even improving than them. Let's see how that happens anyway. Now it's time for me to jump in on the fans' views and opinion. This is the part where your opinion counts. Whatever you say, it's what we're going to talk about. Now, sorry it's taking me this long. Adewale Saka is saying, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Racism again. Racism is not racism again. Racism is a continuous thing across the other side of the Atlantic. It's just that sometimes we try to pretend like it's not there. There's more racism here in Africa anyway, especially in my country, Nigeria. Okay, there's more racism here. I mean, when they tell people to go and jump into the lagoon, that's racism. Well, we just call them tribalism, we just call them nepotism, we just call them all sorts. When you have more people from non-oil producing states working in the oil companies of the states, you know that's racism on it. So it's not new. I don't see racism, maybe because I experienced it first time when I was playing in Sweden, and I've seen it, across different parts of the world. I've gone immune to it. I just see I see racism as social media troll. When people come on social media to drag you, the first thing playing in my head is these ignorant fools cannot take control of my day. And remember on my podcast with John Fashion, I asked him, I said, listen, if somebody's in the stadium doing monkey chant and I'm a black player playing, I cannot own it. I can't. You can't be doing monkey chant and then I wake up. And then again, another one that I always say, they throw banana to the black and white players are there. How do you know they throw the banana for me? Because you know why this thing is strange, in the dressing room, in every dressing room of a proper professional football club, I'm not talking of all these Akoro football club, I'm talking of the proper football club, there is banana on the table. Banana is your number one source of energy for football players. You don't see that as racism. Why do you see it as racism when they throw it from the stand? I don't care. There are white monkeys as well. Mama said there are white monkeys as well. So I don't care if someone is doing monkey chant and then you racism. I don't understand. And see, it's not really concern me. But hey, it tried his ugly head, and Vinicius Jr. was red carded. Real Madrid lost their game. Not like it matters anyway. Barcelona already won the league title. Now they've rescinded it and then they've given Valencia a ban. I know why, it would be sweet for someone like Florentino Perez, because the problem between Cristiano Ronaldo and Florentino Perez started with Valencia. The Valencia president convinced Ronaldo, who's his friend, who's Ronaldo's friend, or friends to his former agent, Jorge Mendes or George Mendes, and one thing led to the other. Cristiano Ronaldo sold his image right to the guy, and in the middle of negotiation with Real Madrid, and that really pissed them off. And it took 40 million euros and all that. So that is happening again against Madrid. So there's this. I'm just giving you the build of that. There's this rivalry between Valencia and Madrid, which is not supposed to be there, because who is Madrid? Who is Valencia to be having a rivalry with Madrid? Well, Atletico Madrid does not even push that rivalry that much. But hey, it is football. So there is that bitterness between these two clubs that have been there since. Yeah, Peter Daniels, 1764, say, please, what do you make of our under 20 or 20 chances of making it out of our tough group? Well, they won their first game against Dominican, 2-1. Not too impressive, but then football, we've seen teams lose their first game, gone on to win it. We've seen teams struggle to the finish line and get out of the group and then turn into something else. Italy in 1994, Nigeria in 2013 at the AFCON. Spain at the 2010 World Cup. I could go on and on and on and on and on. The thing is, you can't judge a team by one game. Football is tough and difficult now. A lot of people are investing, we are not. And the fact that we're not investing in our football and we're just having hopes and praying and wishing is the thing that I don't like, because sometimes we just get to the tournament and everybody expects that this team should just become so good. My question is, have you really invested in football in terms of development, right? Have you really invested in football development in Nigeria to earn the right to have that kind of expectation or make such kind of demand that the team should go on to win the tournament? If you measure our football investment, our investment in football development at grassroots level, at youth level, do you think it is going to equate what is required to win such tournament as the World Youth Championship or the Under-17 World Cup? If the answer is no, then temper your expectation, relax it, and just watch. Anywhere you reach, that's what we do. Try a lot. So anywhere you get to, come back, humble yourself, and try again next time. It's like those people who do scratch. You buy drink. They say under the cover, anything you see, you win. And then you drink, spile your stomach, destroy your body, your kidney and your liver with sugar. And they keep telling you, try again next time. So that's where we are. Okay? Let's see how it goes anyway. Let's see the other comment. Robert Oli Mene, my temporary PA for the game in Ibadan. Thank you very much for coming through and helping us one way or the other in Ibadan. Ibadan was nice. And for those of you who always say Ibadan cheap, Ibadan not cheap. Ibadan is as expensive as Lagos. I don't feel like Ibadan, dear. But we enjoyed it anyway. He said, you will have a role by the grace of God. Amazing work from your team this season. Thank you very much. I take pride in the work that we did, and the fact that nobody teaches you how to do it. You just have this imagination in your head and then you keep rolling it out. That's the beautiful thing. Odin Rebeleko say, I love their plans. It will help our league grow. Then he went to say, bros, the June 3rd match. Okay, I think I've answered that one before. Olatunji Emmanuel is say, as a United coach, which position would you like them to strengthen with the players to fill those roles, and which players would you all say? I don't know who you're talking to. Maybe you're talking to Eric Ten Hag, but definitely not me, because I'm not a United coach, and I don't know where you're coming from with that as a United coach, because I am not answering that question. I am not Olatunji. Eric Ten Hag, go and join their online press conference. You can answer them. 69 Lem, I say thanks for the MPFL update. I really hope to work. I really hope it works. Some people are already saying it won't and making jest of the development. Listen, it is that today, even though a lot of it, we have more idiots in Nigeria than any other part of the world, and I'm going to say that. Remember in the Bible when Elijah told the king that by this time tomorrow food will go yakpa, and the king, the guy who had the king ear, what we call today SA to the king on media matter or on food matter, said, even if God come down and give us food, it's not possible. And Elijah told him, you go see how with your eye, but you don't shop the food. And you remember the story now. They saw the story of the four lepers. I'm not trying to preach here. It's just this type of response. Remember going back to the beginning of the season when I said to some group of people that I could produce the league and feed NTA. They asked me, do I have a satellite uplink? I said no. Do you have an OB van? I said no. I said, but nothing is impossible. This is the age of technology. It's just to find one person somewhere in Japan, China, Korea, India, and just get some coordinates and make it happen. They all said it's not going to be possible. They all said so. Even the gurus in the land. And we struggled. I won't lie. Our first 2 or 3 games, we struggled. But we became the go-to guys eventually. People who had OB vans could not even match up what we were doing. So when you hear people say it's not possible, they are not saying it because this is not possible. They are saying it because if people know better, they'll do better. This is the maximum of their knowledge. What they are saying, as a man thinking it is not so easy. Okay, so what they have on the inside, they are blinded to the reality of what can happen. So they are quick to align themselves with that pessimistic view of playing safe. And playing safe is what has kept almost everybody in the place where they are. Right? When I went out on a limb, it could have gone wrong. I spent all the little savings I have traveling around the country. And people are like, oh, Nigeria is not safe. If you travel, they will kill you. But then I remember what my mentor said to me one time. He was in Kaduna, and I called him, bros, what do you do for Kaduna? Kaduna is not safe. And the answer he gave me is one of the most instructive answers anybody's given. And he said to me Alibaba said, it's like bomb exploded in Eromokowari in Delta State. And they say everybody worry don't die. Even if you put atomic bomb in Eromokowari, no, people didn't worry don't die, right? So that was what everybody is saying. But you've got to go out there and try. Fixing the league is just beyond just doing football. It's also fixing Nigeria, growing the ecosystem, so now everybody wants to run abroad and go and be facing all this change of laws and threats to your stability and your peace. I don't fit. I would never jackpot. I would never join the jackpot trade. I will send my children to school abroad when the time comes, but they're not going abroad to go to school and stay there. They'll come back. Because the most successful people, that's what they do. I want to be a successful person too. I'm not planning to be a poor father, right? So long and short, let those people who say it's not going to work. The same people also told me what I did this season was not going to work. It has worked. I remember in 2012, and this is like the most instructive part. In 2012, when I signed on to start doing sports media in pidgin English, the very people that I am working with took a bet that it's not going to last for 3 months. It lasted 5 years plus between 2012 and 2017, right? So it's not about who is doubting you. It's about what you bring into the table. I don't think that this investment, people are putting $5 million into such massive investment and more, buying equipment and doing all these things and just to watch it fail. And I know that there is this aura in Nigeria that says, hey, no matter how good something is abroad, if you bring it to Nigeria, it will fail. People say that about DSTV. They are still here. People say that about Big Brother. They are still here. People say that about a lot of things. The truth is, they have all succeeded. So I'm not bothered about what people are saying. Always tighten your side of the divide. That's what concerns you. You think people will not say this? Jesus healed a man who's been paralyzed at the pool of Bethesda for 37 years. Jesus healed him. His family member and friends were more concerned about the man being healed on Sabbath day instead of rejoicing of his healing. So people already have fastened their bet to the things that they want to speak. Don't worry yourself about what people are saying. If you worry yourself about what people are saying, nothing would ever make progress to you, and then you get feed. That's why I'm careful who I listen to, what I listen to, people that I give my ear to, because I don't want to listen to people and then at the end of the day, I let their own negativity bother me. The other one is Tottenham Hotspur and Elegbete on ending season. Yeah, so he said the racism in Spain is something else, especially on Vini. I just feel they are not firm about it enough. I feel so too, and they're never going to be firm about it enough. Okay, Soft Studio said, bros, I beg, this new IMC and PFM broadcast deal, now subscription based. I think eventually it will be subscription based. Okay, those details have not been explained. There's going to be, okay, so I would make sure I get all of the guys, because right now I've got direct access to all of these things. They are still trying to, first they'll do test run. They're trying to partner with like some telecommunications company, but then they realize that there are multiple telecommunications companies in Nigeria. You don't want to lose anybody because marketing is very, very strategic. You don't want to come out from the beginning and show, oh, I don't like people on this network. No, you don't want to do that. You want to put your product and make it available. So they're trying to harmonize the link. They want switch code that connect all of this network together. They're trying to work on that. Once that is done, it will be taken care of. And then some other people say, why didn't they saw this ad before? If they wait to saw that ad, we might have another 5 years of waiting. And some people are already investing their money to make the league run. Some people invested over $1 billion for this season without a single sponsor. So everybody have to move fast. And also because of how this season went, it's what drew these guys in. I said, okay, we're going to go do this. Okay, so it means that there's a bit of success in it already. But I'm going to say it's definitely going to be subscription based, like you have the Amazon Prime, like you have the Dazzle, like you have the Netflix, and the rest of them. It's going to be subscription based, but it's going to be available at the most minimal cost. It's just like when you use the Elevator TV app. If you notice, use the Elevator TV app, it's like the lightest app that doesn't even you don't even know if your data is going. Very, very minute. And that's the technology that people are deploying these days. They want to make sure you're not losing so much to watch your favorite team in the league. It's that simple as that. But just the same way when you go to watch, let's say for instance, you don't have DSTV, you're on the road, you watch Scott TV. Scott 808tv.com. Your data is going. You might not subscribe, but your data is going. So that's the same way they want to do it. But I'm sure they'll create an app. They'll create an app for it so that it's easy for you to access it at any given time. That all of those would happen. Ozed Igalo, I see you. The Lara just said congratulations to Man City. Yeah, I wish they go on to win the treble. I also wish they do win the treble as well. The Lara Wanju said that Saka signing a new contract is good for Arsenal, and Saka is good a lot more for Saka than for Arsenal. Olatunji Emmanuel said, I wanted to type if you were the United coach. So I'm not the coach. I know I'll answer that one. I just wanted your opinion on the topic. And there's a whole lot. I think that this season Manchester United have gone without a striker. I'm not going to sit here and say Rashford is a striker, but he's done way more than what a striker should do. So first thing first, they need a striker. I like the fact that they're going for Kim Min-jae. I don't know if he will fit in, but because that's how Koulibaly came, I remember telling Chelsea fans that Koulibaly would not fit in. This guy would keep them out of the top four. People said I was stupid, that I was jealous of Chelsea. I don't know what that jealousy is. They take my beat. Well, see them now. This is it. I don't know if Kim Min-jae can come fit in well. I thought that they started very well with Martinez and Varane, but they still need somebody that will replace Harry Maguire. There are some defenders that needs to go out of that team and then they start afresh again. I think they need that. What's it called? DJ Anthony needs a backup, so they need to put a backup for him. I still think that the creative hub of that midfield, Eriksen needs a replacement. He's not going to play football again, like top flight football regularly again. They need a replacement. They're playing Champions League next season. They don't want to get out of Champions League pretty early and go and play Europa Cup. So all of those things means that they need between 4 to 6 players to come in. But in that center forward, they need 2 players in center forward. They need 1 more defender. They need 1 more wide man on the left. I know that Garnacho is very good and they've extended him, so it's good for them. They also need 2 players in midfield. So all of that, 2 up front, 1 at the back, center back, another 2 in midfield, that's 5, and then 1 on the right hand side. That's what they need. But if you ask me who are these players, bro, that's captain job. That's not my job. Well, we've come to the end of the show. It's 10 a.m. on the clock, and thank you very much for everyone who's joining. Let's do this again tomorrow. My name is Idafi Matthias. I'm going to call me a little bit on the spot. It's been a wonderful time being on the show today. I hope we're here. There's nothing major that we're doing outdoor tomorrow, so we're going to be here. Talk about some of that things that would have gone down in the beautiful world of sports. Massive shout out to every one of you who's supporting this man. Please, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, do want to subscribe and help us grow. God bless you and have yourself a wonderful day. Bye-bye.